should be hopefully interesting, maybe challenging, maybe celebratory. We're from Odd Arts, we're the charity partner of the year here, which has actually been really fun. We've done loads of cool stuff with Shoosmiths, including things like these lunchtime performance workshops. And if you don't know Odd Arts, we're a theatre organisation aiming to increase opportunities for people facing discrimination and disadvantage and reduce inequalities. So we deliver therapeutic theatre workshops in prisons, we do use theatre, film and the arts as a form of social action and campaigning, and we deliver interactive theatre performances addressing what I'd say are social justice issues. So you're having a taster of the interactive theatre performances. The first one, not interactive, so don't panic. So I'm not going to say any more, I'm going to hand over to my colleagues, Jess and Sean. Thanks, Becky.
Hello, I'm Jess.
I'm Sean.
We are going to do something slightly interactive, sorry. We're going to do a warm-up, but it's safe and you've got your sandwiches, so what could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Except food could be spat at me and that could go wrong.
That's
great. Right. Enjoy your sandwiches, but we are going to do an activity. All I want us to do together in the room is count 1, 2, 3 in a loop. Yeah, so I will say a number, then you guys will say the next number. Is that okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, some people over this side said 4, but it's all right. We nearly got there. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3 in a loop. Yes? Yes, all right. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. That was good. Level 1 complete. Level 2. Instead of saying the number 2, just want us to try and clap. Yeah? Okay. Are we ready? You good? Okay. 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. Yeah. Level 3. Instead of saying 1, I want us to say yes. So 1 is now a yes. 2 is a clap. Try not to say it when I'm supposed to say it, and I'll try not to say it when you're supposed to say it. Yeah. So I will start. Yes. 3.
Yes.
3. Yes. 3. Is it me?
Yes. 3. Yes. 3.
It's a little bit slow. I'll take that as my fault. That's my fault. Last level. So instead of saying 1, we're going to say yes. Instead of saying 2, we're going to clap. And instead of saying 3, we're just going to do a little dance. You can go crazy if you want to do a little worm or whatnot. That's up to you. But just a little kind of move. Yes.
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 Yes. Oh, my fault. You guys did great. You guys did great. Talk to us. What did we? Who found it hard? You found it hard. A little bit hard. Why did we find it hard? Anybody? Why did we find it hard?
Coordination.
Coordination. Yes. Anybody else? When did we learn how to count 1, 2, 3? When did we learn how to clap? When did we learn to say yes? When did we learn to dance? When we're little. And I'm not so little anymore, but I'm quite old. And the more we get into a system and a pattern. And that's kind of like what was happening. 1, 2, 3, it's a pattern. But then I asked you to change the pattern that you guys knew. Put it in the clap, and I asked you to change it again. And when you think about race or racism, we think as odd, it's within the system. And we want to come in and we want to disrupt that system and we want to change it, but it's not always easy. It's not always done firsthand. We've got to continue to repeat in it. We've got to continue learning, and we can get a bit nervous with it. But there was some laughter in the room for the exercise, and actually, let's go at this social issue with that kind of focus. Actually, I may get it wrong, but I'm going to try again. It's a system that's been there for a long time. Like learning 1, 2, 3, but let's tackle it. And some of the plays that we go through tackle racism. That's 2 of the things you're going to see today. 2 of the plays you're going to see today. The first one is about a person called Len Johnson. Just hands up. Has anybody heard that name before? Len Johnson. A few. Okay, that's amazing. Hopefully throughout this play you're going to learn about him, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. So let's see this play, Knockout Blow.
Oh, you spelled black wrong, mate.
No, mate, I'm here to protest that all lives matter, right? Black, brown, white, yellow.
Yellow?
Yeah, like Oriental people, that's what you're supposed to call them, see? See, you asked me, right? Your sign's racist, not mine.
No, I never said it was racist. Guilty conscience, come on, do one, you're only here to wind us up.
No, I think I'm going to stay right here, yeah? You'll just have to deal with it.
Yeah, what if I want to deal with it by giving you a right up to the jaw?
Ooh. Now, that would make a great headline, won't it? Black Lives Matter thug attacks innocent white protesters. All right, mate.
Hey! Christ!
What's going on?
This fool!
I didn't do nothing.
Look at his sign!
He has a right to protest, Darryl, just like the rest of us.
Thank you.
I'm sure you've got a permit.
You what?
Well, you have got a permit, haven't you? We're expecting a council spot check later. It's all right, you can stand with us if you want.
Can you believe that? Racist prick.
Yeah, and where was punching him going to get you?
I don't know, make me feel better.
You have to learn there are many ways to win a fight, both in the ring and outside of
Do
it.
you know that's going to be chiselled on your gravestone, do you know that?
It's not even mine, I nicked it.
Oh yeah, who from?
Len Johnson.
Oh, the basketballer?
No, that's Magic Johnson. Len Johnson, the boxer.
I've never heard of him.
You're from Moss Side and you don't know who Len Johnson is.
Well, who is he then? Tell me.
Like you, he was a boxer born in Moss Side. Like you, he trained in Clayton. And like you, he had to learn there are many ways
to win a fight, both in the ring and outside of it. Yeah, I get that bit, I do.
Len Johnson was born in 1902 to William and Margaret Johnson. His mother was Irish and his father was from Sierra Leone on the west coast of Africa. Now, that might be normal these days, but back in 1902 it was extremely rare and it left you vulnerable to the bigotry and racism that were commonplace in the UK. Throughout his young life, Len often found himself at the receiving end, until one day, when he was 19, he fought back. He was involved in a brawl with a fellow factory worker who'd made a racist comment about him. And his father decided to take him down to the local boxing gym so he could channel his frustration in a positive way. And he was really, really good.
Right up, big fella. That's it, guy.
By 1925, he won himself a fight that should have made him the natural contender for the British title. There was just one problem with that.
Right, you go get yourself some water, eh? Have a bit of a rest. You're going to have to save that strength for tomorrow.
What I need is a new trainer, one that's not so old and slow.
Is that right, son? Eh? Because you know I'll still knock you out, lad, eh, you cheeky little bugger.
No, I'm going to beat him tomorrow, you know, I can feel it.
Aye. I'll put my money on you, but...
But what?
Well, what next? What happens when you beat Ted the Kid Lewis, eh? Because he's a former champ. That makes you the natural challenger, but you can't fight for the title. So what next?
You know the bank down on Market Street? I was there yesterday. And do you know what I saw? I saw a black man behind the counter taking care of white people's money. That's progress, Will. It's 1925, times are changing.
Aye, and that may be true, lad. But it's not quick enough. The fight is tomorrow, and they're not letting a Negro fight for the title. Half Negro, okay? I'm sorry, lad.
Yeah, better than nigger lips and Sambo, right? That's all the world sees me as anyway. Come on. You caught your breath back yet, old man?
Rule 24 of the British Boxing Board of Control stated that anybody wishing to challenge for a title had to be born to two white parents. So whether Len beat Ted Lewis or not, owing to the colour of his skin, the law stated he would never be a champion.
And the winner by 9 round stoppages, Len Johnson!
Len decided to leave the UK in search of somewhere that would let him compete at that highest possible level and win that title he so desperately wanted.
Bloody hell. You catching any sleep last night, lad?
How can I sleep in a country that has spiders that can kill you? Scorpions, tarantulas, snakes, lizards. Hey, do you know what I saw yesterday? A kangaroo came up to my hotel window like he wanted to fight me.
You know, Collins uses them to train.
Does he really?
Oh, aye. Story is, right, he lines up 5 kangaroos in front of him, and he never lets any of them hit him, right? And then he knocks them out 1v1.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah. He bathes in bathtubs full of spiders. He lays there thinking about how he's going to knock you to the ground tomorrow while you're here. Scared of spiders!
And look, I never said I was scared.
You scared of him?
Hell no.
Show me. Tell you what, there, lad, you didn't knock my arm off.
Does he really train with kangaroos? And you're
Does he train with kangaroos? I tell you what, you've not got much up there, have you? You right round up. You say we call it a night champ, eh?
Oh, say that again. I can get used to that.
Well, all I'm asking for is permission to go down to the local boozer, 5 nice pints, bit of food. What about that, champ, eh? You're not drinking, but I certainly am, champ.
Sounds good. Sounds better than good. Sounds great.
And the new British Empire middleweight champion is Len Johnson!
Stop it! Sorry, guys. Can you just say that one more time?
You having a laugh? And the new British Empire middleweight champion is Len Johnson! Come on, get in the ring now with that.
All right, bear with me here because it does get a little bit complicated. So even though Len was declared the British Empire middleweight champion, the following day, back in the UK, The Guardian published an article saying that he'd been wrongly declared as such, owing to the colour of his skin, Rule 24, and the fact that he didn't hold the currently vacant British title. Now, there was an Australian called Hugh McIntosh, and he was fed up of conservative Britain's racist treatment of Johnson. So he decided to manufacture his own belting system, one that didn't need to adhere to Rule 24, and he named this the Commonwealth Middleweight Championship belt. He declared that no race or creed be exempt, so that Len Johnson could rightly remain a champion. He just wasn't a British champion. He successfully defended his title on 2 occasions before succumbing on his 3rd to Jack Payne, and he is known to be the first British man of colour to ever hold a boxing title.
Dear Mr. Churchill, I know you and I seem far from each other both in our politics and our standing in life. You a politician, I a boxer. You in the south, I in the north. You white and I black. Yet in truth, you and me are not so different. And we both have a beating heart and a love for our family and a true drive and desire to be all we can be. And I'm sure your younger self will be proud to see the man you've become, as would mine. But presently, I cannot aspire to be more than I am right now, whereas you can. Now I know you have aspirations to one day lead our great nation, and I'm sure that one day you will achieve those ends. Because there's no written law or social restriction to prevent you from doing this. This is a privilege that you take for granted that I do not have. I implore you to reconsider the cruel and divisive Rule 24 imposed at your say-so by the National Sporting Club that prevents me from achieving my aspirations. Yes, I am black, but I'm also British. I ask you as a fellow Briton to allow me to become all I can be. And I wish you luck in becoming all that you can. Yours faithfully, Len Johnson.
You must remember this, a kiss is still a kiss, a sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply. Time goes by, and when
Hey, come on, Len, pull a bit more into it, lad, now. You alright, Len? It's okay. Call it an evening for tonight, yeah? You know something, Len? You should be proud of yourself, okay? Because I'm proud to have trained you. Commonwealth champ, mate. That's what you are. No, more than that. You're the people's champ. Even the best of us can't beat Father Time.
It was a beautiful dream, wasn't it, Wilf?
Ah, sure was.
Len fought 135 times, winning 93 fights in a career that lasted for 13 years. To give you some context, Muhammad Ali, his career lasted 20 years and he only fought 61 times. Floyd Mayweather's career lasted 19 years and he only fought 51 times. To give you even more context, up until 1971, you could still box for up to 20 3-minute rounds. And then it became 15, and now it's only 12. It's no wonder he's knackered. His career statistics rival some of the best in the sport. But when the time came for Len to give up boxing, which had been all he'd ever known, he just had one question.
What the hell am I going to do now?
Vote for Len Johnson, eh? You're going to vote for Len, I can see she's smiling already, and you, sir, good on you, lad. That's for you there, not that one.
Pass these on. Can't go that way.
You going to vote for Len?
You'll vote for
Well, that's you, eh? You back there, I can see. Don't worry, I'm coming.
Thank you for coming, thank you. Thank you. Now, I don't remember this, but I remember being told about it. In 1904, when I was just 2 years old, my daddy had a boxing booth. And he would travel around from town to town, and people would pay their penny to watch him box. Now, he brought me in as a 2-year-old and introduced me as the youngest boxer in the world. Now, he said he knew from that day that I'd be champion. But I was not allowed to be champion in my own country because of the colour of my skin. And my mother was brutally attacked in the street and scarred for life because she had the audacity to marry a black man. Now, too many times have we faced injustice because of the colour of our skin.
Disgusting.
I would like here to publicly restate my solidarity with the Trenton Six. 6 men sentenced to death by an all-white jury with no shred of evidence against them other than the testimony of other white men. Solidarity, brothers. We have not forgotten you. Now, I joined the Communist Party because under communism, all people are equal. No matter the colour of your skin, your social standing, your religion, all people are equal. Change is coming. Now, we will break the cycle of oppression, but you cannot do that unless you have a voice. A vote for me, and you will have a voice, and your voice will be heard. Let me be your champion. You know, one of these days you're going to bring me some good news.
Then I tell you, lad, it were close, man.
How close?
Well, close enough to suggest we should give it another go next year.
Then we will.
I do have some good news. The NIS meeting about the Trenton Six. Paul Robeson's coming.
Ah, he'll bring us some publicity.
Oh, he already has. I've had Guardian on phone today. We're going to do a story about it.
You know, we may save those boys yet.
Hell of an actor too, Paul Robeson. I love Tales of Manhattan.
I wouldn't bring that up when you see him. He hates that film.
Eh? You're joking. With Rita Hayworth? Come on, he were in it. How can he hate it?
Yeah. Well, do you think he portrays the African American positively?
Well, no, but that was the point of the movie.
Yeah, and that's the reason he hates it. Seriously, don't bring it up when you see him.
All right, fair enough. Oh, I almost forgot. Took the liberty of picking up your post for you. Who's it from?
Dick Turpin, thanking me for paving the way for his success. Britain's first black British boxing champion. Ain't that something?
Send you any money? Typical.
You know, my children and grandchildren won't have the same struggles I did. You know, makes it all worth it. Times are changing, Wilf.
But that don't stop us or in the process.
No, it doesn't. Come on.
Len fought his entire life. He fought in the ring and he fought for any injustices that people brought to him. and he was a beacon of hope to all in the community he served at a time when it felt like everyone was against them. But when a fight came to Len that caught him off guard, a fight that hadn't been pre-arranged in the ring or scheduled in a diary, when a fight came to Len that he wasn't expecting, he delivered a knockout blow that would change the nation forever. In 1953, when Wilf and Len walked into the old Abbey Tap House pub in Hume, just down the road, they had no idea they were about to set off a chain of events that would change the country forever.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes, I'm sure. I've never been more sure about anything. Why?
Because it seems a little bit confrontational, that's all I'm saying.
Look, I'm not going to punch you, Wilf. Is that why you think we're here? So you can hold it down while I use my jab?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm worried about.
Come on. Good afternoon, my good lady. A pint of
Ale.
Ale and a pint of lemonade, please.
Did you not read the sign?
Sign?
The sign on the door you've just walked past, it says no blacks allowed, you're a black, you're not allowed.
Right, that's it. It's 1953, there's enough of that already.
Sorry, I didn't see the sign. I hope I haven't done anything to cause you offence.
Look, I used to let your lot in and then I had a load of trouble one night caused by a bunch of black fellas and I decided I don't want any trouble, so them's are the rules, no blacks allowed.
Okay, I understand and I sympathise, I really do, and if that's your rule, I'll leave immediately. But before I go, if I may just say one thing. Now, a few years ago, there was a group of unsavouries wreaking havoc across Europe. And I'm surprised you've never heard of them. They were called Nazis, and they were trouble with a capital T. Now, guess what race they were?
Well, they were white.
Exactly. Now, your rule states, if one person from a member of that race causes trouble, then everyone else is banned. So what about everyone in this pub?
Well, they're clearly not Nazis, are they?
Yeah, and I am no trouble.
Look, I'm sorry, those are the rules, no blacks allowed.
Rules are the rules. I'll be on my way. You'll be seeing me again. I can assure you of that.
And you'll be seeing me too. Right, what do we do now?
There are many ways to win a fight, Wilf, both in the ring and outside of it. Come on.
After the incident in the old Abbey Tap House, Len returned 3 days later with a petition and over 200 people, including the Lord Mayor and the Bishop. And they demanded the old Abbey overturn its divisive, racist and frankly inhumane policies. And they were successful. And shortly after that, pubs and bars up and down the country followed suit until eventually the colour bar policies of the era were at an end. Oh, and that landlady, she had to give Len his lemonade.
Wow. 135 fights, 93 wins in 13 years. That's mad. You know, I do a sparring session, I can't get out of bed for a week. You know, a champion boxer lived around the corner from me. I didn't know his name.
Champion boxer, political activist. Give him a Google, you won't regret it. Oh, and always remember.
There are many ways to win a fight, both in the ring and outside of it. Right, come on, let's go to this protest.
We hope you enjoyed that and hopefully learned something too, and it's implored you to think about other hidden histories that might be around Manchester and beyond. We're going to get on with our next play now, just to give a little bit of context around this play. We'll take you back to 2020 when the Euros football tournament was on. And as the tournament was on, we were all in lockdown, you probably remember, and our staff team used to do online meetings, and we'd always think about current things that were in the news or social occurrings, happenings. And the football was one that kept coming up. We were getting excited, we were almost winning, we were getting excited about, actually maybe for once, putting the England flag outside isn't so much of a problematic thing. And then we know what happened, and the play is going to be talking about that and exploring that. We'll explore afterwards, but as a team of staff we decided we have to create something. We think art is the way to explore these things the best. So we hope you agree with us, and we'll let you watch it.
And there is the full-time whistle. England win their opening game of the European Championships for the first time ever, thanks to Raheem Sterling. It has finished at Wembley, England 1. Croatia nil.
3 lines on your shirt, Jones the race still dreaming, 30
Jules Rimet?
I don't know. You know, I don't even know.
Look, we shouldn't get too carried away. We're only one game in.
We have to get carried away. Chances are we'll be out in the group stage.
Hey, don't say that.
What?
Look, we're going to batter the Czechoslovakians and then we'll win against Scotland as well.
You reckon? Right, I bet you with Scotland, right, I bet you £10 Scotland, they're going to bring their A game and beat England.
You're betting against your own team?
Yeah, but like, I just think in the derby, anything can happen.
You are on me, right? Now when Harry Kane slaps a hat-trick, I will have a Nando's on you. Thank you.
But Harry, you know he's overrated, yeah? You do know that.
Shut up, he's the best striker in Europe.
What, wait there, he's not even the best striker in England. Sterling's better than him.
Chill.
Yeah.
He's got a bit of shit dribbling down there, bro.
Shut up, man. He is, I'm telling you, he doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Bro, look.
Right, wait, Jess, settle this, please. Who's better?
Well, it's a stupid question. Sterling's not a striker?
Right, what winger then?
Technically speaking, he's an inside forward, but he is better than Kane.
What? Are you mad? Hang around with imbeciles, man.
Right, you're obviously not seeing the running that Sterling is doing. I'm telling you, you don't get the credit. And furthermore, if he was white, it would be different.
Less than a clay, man. Look, listen. He's played for two of the biggest teams in the country, and he's still not scored as many goals as Kane. And Kane plays for bloody Tottenham.
Well, that's a fair point, yeah, true. But I'm just saying, he doesn't get the credit he deserves, man.
Anyway, were you watching the Scotland game?
At home, probably.
Yeah, same.
You could watch it at mine. My dad's away.
Why would it matter that your dad's away?
Just because he doesn't like me having people round and that.
I can't, man. It's my aunt, she's getting stressed out. She's got to take a test.
What test?
Something to do with the Home Office, right? She needs my help.
Jess, beers, pizza, footy.
Ooh, this is all on you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, alright, I'm in.
Alright, sweet.
Well, maybe I can talk to my aunt.
Oh,
maybe.
now you know.
Alright.
It's going to be a sick game.
The first ever 0-0 draw at Wembley between these two old rivals. England 0, Scotland 0.
What a shit game.
Told you.
You said they beat us.
Oh yeah, who wins the bet now? It's 0-0.
Nobody.
Whoa, what do you mean? Draw is more of a win for Scotland than
How
it
do you
is for
figure
England.
that?
Well, just rivalry and all that. So, you know, on the technicality, I win.
On a technicality, you're a bellend.
Ouch.
I can't believe we didn't batter him.
I told you we're going out in the group stage.
Stop saying that.
If you stop bursting our little pipe dream, we might win the whole thing, you don't know. Oh, and I googled what Jules Rimet is.
Okay.
It's a trophy named after Jules Rimet.
Who is...
Some French guy.
So you googled him and still don't know
It's
who
the
he
name
is?
of the trophy.
Look, it's fine. All we got to do is beat the Czechoslovakians and everything will be right.
Czechs,
Oh, yeah.
not Czechoslovakians.
What?
It's people from Czech Republic, you call them Czechs.
Slipping, eh? What, am I with the PC police?
Well, it's disappointing we booed their national anthem, though, isn't it?
It's part of the rivalry, mate.
Yeah, I get that, but it's a bit uncalled for, isn't it? There's still some muppets booing people taking the knee.
My dad hates all that rubbish. You know, political correctness gone mad. Football's meant to be about passion, not politics.
It's a symbol of unity.
How's it a symbol of unity when it causes division? Like, look how many black players we've got in the squad. How are we racist? You got, Rashford, Sterling, Walker, even though he's half caste, but there's tons of them.
He's mixed race, actually. And all those players you've just spoke about have mentioned the racist abuse they get.
Twice.
You don't know what you're talking about, man.
Look, even if it was twice, it shouldn't happen at all. Once is bad enough.
I just think it's blown out of proportion.
Yeah, you would say that, mate.
What does that mean?
It just means you come from a privileged position.
Oh, check this. Okay, you want to have a go look in my fridge, yeah, and say that I'm privileged?
Oh, right, stop now. We've got a fridge suffering racist
Yo,
abuse.
shut up!
Let's go.
Look, can you both shut up, all right? I'm trying to listen to Alan Shearer's riveting analysis.
Man, I'm not saying you're privileged, right? I'm just saying you wouldn't have to put up with racism.
Yeah, but how many times have you had to put up with racism?
You serious? I got spat on my feet once. Grabbed me by the throat, called me the N-word. I had the P-word thrown at me as well. And listen, man, that ain't taken into all the little subtle hints of racism, and followed by security, having your ID checked by another security who didn't make it into the police force. And do you know what? Even this conversation right here.
What do you mean, what do you mean by that?
Forget it, man.
Maybe we shouldn't be watching the games together.
Maybe we shouldn't.
my
All right,
days.
every time we hang out, it ends up in an argument.
I'm just making a point, man. Yeah? I'm not digging at you personally. Cool. Sorry.
So we are going to watch the next game together? The Czechs, make or break, do or die?
Look, I told you, we're going out in the group stage, right?
saying
Oh, I'm just being honest. It'll still be good to see it, though. Wait, what are you saying? Is your dad still away? Yeah, you know. Yeah, he's following him everywhere. Says he's even going Rome.
During COVID, good luck.
But you know what that means? Huh? Free house.
Oh yeah, what happened to all of the pizza and stuff we were promised?
Oh, you had my beers, didn't you?
Your dad's beers.
Alright, next time I'll have a whole banquet, beers, you know, pieces, the whole lot. I'll throw in a chapati for him if he wants.
What's
up?
England win, they play at Wembley. England concede a goal, and they're off to Copenhagen.
It's 1-0.
Stop his stand. 3 minutes? It's tense. Breaking it.
Still not got any pizza.
But England are playing well, right? If it stays like this, it'll all be fine and everything will be okay with the world. Ooh, Rashford in the box!
Oh, you gotta love Marcus Rashford.
He crosses to Edison! Oh, come on, get him!
No, wait.
He's offside.
No, he's on ref here, off here.
Oh, he's off.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Final 30 seconds of stoppage time.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it!
Your final whistle blows.
Come on!
Oh, yes. I told you we'd qualify. I always said we will qualify.
You were a doubter the whole time, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Because 3
Lines on the shirt.
Wait, what's wrong? What are you singing?
No, it's, you know, I was talking to my aunt about that song, right? She was saying that song it shows England's arrogance, how football's ours and foreigners have taken it from us.
What a load of shit.
Wayne?
What is though, innit? It's a song about lack of hope and it coming back after 30 years.
Exactly, back home where it belongs, you know? All them lyrics, it shows England's arrogance, right? Look how much stuff is in the British Museum that they stole when they colonised the whole world. Some people don't forget.
Maybe they should, it was a long time ago.
Really? Why should we? I mean, in fact, why should anyone, especially when families are still suffering? My family's still suffering. Have you seen what's happening recently with the Windrush scandal?
A bunch of people with a chip on their shoulder, bro.
You need to educate yourself. Come out my way, man. And you know what? You need to talk to your boyfriend, you know. It ain't my job to school you, you know. Shut up.
That was out of order.
What are you on about? He thinks everything's racist. I'm sick of tiptoeing around his Black Lives Matter rubbish. If my dad heard what he said, he'd get a slap.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, are you coming back to watch the game now? What, the Germans next? Snowflakes.
That is it.
Come on, get in there! Get in there! Yes! Yes! There were 10 German bombers in the air. There were 10 German bombers in the air. And they are here from England. Are here from England. Are here from England. Shot them down. Over to you!
No, I'm right, thanks. I can't help but notice that your racism is getting less and less casual.
Me, man, stop picking at me, sound like him.
Yeah, have you spoken to him?
I'm not since he had a fit.
Had a fit? He's going through a really hard time. His aunt might have to go back to Jamaica and he might have to go and live with his dad.
Everyone's having a tough time. My dad's following the England team about. You don't see me complain about it though, do you? Everything's racist with him. Like, the thing is, I don't get, yeah, why the white ball gets to knock the black ball around, yeah? It's like even Snooker's racist to that. It's stupid. What?
Nothing. Just hope Shen can come next time.
I don't really care as long as you're here.
Yeah, well, I'm not coming unless it's all of us, right? So you better make up with him.
Jess, come on. Hey. Yo, chill.
You know, my aunt, she's got to take this stupid test. Some test to prove herself worthy of being a British citizen. You basically need a degree in history to pass it. And if she doesn't, she's saying that they're going to send her back to Jamaica. Back. She hasn't been there since she was 2 years old. Her home is here. Her country is here, and she's starting to feel like a stranger in this country. If this happens, I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, it's just going to tear my family apart. What's this guy want? Yeah, we say, mate. Banner. Yeah? Yeah, it's calm, man. It's banner. Shut up, man. Look, I'm going to come. Look, tell Jess I'm going to be there. Bro, I can smell your breath down the phone, man. Shut up. Yeah, all right.
What are you saying about my breath? was 4-0.
Stop that accent.
You
man.
sound like Gru from Despicable Me.
This is what I was going for.
What, you sound offensive.
Sick though. Didn't even struggle. We win this next one. First final since 1966.
Excuse me, the women's team's got there twice, thank you.
You know what I mean? A proper final.
But can you shut up? It's stuff like that that stopped me from pursuing football.
Wait, you played football?
Yeah, I'm still good enough to run rings around you two.
Like Alex Scott over here, you know.
Why are you bringing race into it?
Why are you bringing race into it?
Can we leave it? Alright, I can't believe that was Henderson's first goal for England. How many times has he played?
Enough, you know. Oh, here he is. Quarter Sterling. Jeez.
Yeah, trust me though. Kane showing him what time it was.
You know, they're on the same team.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he thinks Sterling's God's gift and all that. Yo, have you seen the way he runs? The guy runs with his arms up there and his arse out. All he'd have to do is drag his knuckles on the floor. He'd be running like a gorilla.
Oh. Bro, are you serious?
Oh, don't tell me you're offended by that now.
What do you mean? You're talking about a black player and you're doing monkey chants? Of course.
Well, I don't like inviting you. Try and have a bit of fun here.
Fun?
Yeah. We just reached the semis of the Euros and you're kicking off. Are you even an England fan? Because you don't sound like one.
Wow. Do you know who you sound like? Your dad. And we all know what he would say if he saw someone like me in his front room, innit?
Yeah, say just because you're born in England don't make you English, mate.
Ah, right. Say it with your chest. If that's how you feel, why you even invite me to your house?
She wouldn't come unless she was invited.
Is that right? Yeah, look, it's cool. You two don't do me no favours, yeah?
What
Both
have
of you.
What have I done?
Nothing. It's kind of a problem, though.
Don't know what his problem is.
I think you do.
England step up for their second major semi-final in 2 years. Last time it was heartbreak, but this time it's going to be different. I can feel it.
He's played Saka again. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's good, but why is Sancho on the bench?
It's a good start from England.
It's a strong start.
It's tense.
Oh, free kick 30 yards out. No!
No! 1-0 Denmark.
But then, just before half-time,
Sterling!
Come on!
come on, 1-0, yes!
The rest of the game is a nightmare. Palms are sweating.
Tense, I can't breathe. I'm gonna do it.
We're gonna do it.
Sterling, penalty ref, surely penalty!
Penalty! He steps up and he's missed it!
Rebound!
Yes!
Come on, get in there!
3.
2, 1. Yes! Come on, get in there!
I can't believe it. I can't believe we've actually made the final. Just can't help but think of Wayne and Shen. We've watched almost every game together and now we're in the final and we couldn't be further apart.
My dad said that if we made it to the final, he was going to come back and take me to Wembley. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be at the final.
My celebrations were cut short. My auntie, she sits me down, she says she's got something to tell me. She failed the test. They're sending her back to Jamaica.
This is Wembley. It's for witness to live aid to knockouts and knockbacks from U2 and Queen to Ricky Villa and Lionel Messi. It is the venue of legends. So remember who you're with, because tonight we put more names on that list.
Me and my dad are at Wembley. They said there'd be 30,000 England fans here, but there is there for way more than that. So you can't stop the English. Not today.
I watched it with my mum and my nan. My nan's actually painted the St. George's flags onto her face. The street is lined with them. But my mum put a Black Lives Matter sign next to ours because she didn't want the flags misinterpreted.
My auntie's watching it with me. She's doing my head in. She keeps asking me who everyone is. The only one she recognises is Gary Lineker because he did an advert for crisps back in the day or something. Right, we're about to kick off.
We kick off!
We kick off. My nan leaps off the sofa and screams at the top of her lungs, "Come on, England!"
Come on, England!
Then it happens.
Did that really just happen?
Roberto Carlos! You're 1-0 up inside 5 minutes.
The street goes
The
mad.
stadium goes mad! Oh, my aunt, she's keep going on. She keeps asking who he is, who's he play for. Why is he so far forward if he's the defender? Where's he get his trim from?
We played well the first 20 minutes.
Create a few chances.
None converted. No!
No.
No!
It's alright, we're still in it.
1-1, but we're still okay.
The minutes go by, still 1-1.
80 minutes.
Chiellini, you dirty Italian Bennett!
Get the ball!
Just keep the ball! You know, put the ball in the net, it's easy when you think about it.
Italy are good.
Can't watch this. And the second half is a joke!
90 minutes.
Extra time.
Oh, they're penalties.
I can't watch, I feel sick.
I just feel for Rashford, Sancho and Saka. It's a lot for those young boys to take on in the future, and it's so cruel.
They've got a lot of their careers left to redeem themselves though, Frank. I mean, nobody's going to be pointing the finger or blaming at them.
We forced our way into Wembley for this. My dad got in a fight. My dad's saying that, you know, that's what we deserve for playing players who aren't proper English.
I can't believe it. We got so close. I really thought it was coming home.
As soon as Saka missed that penalty, my auntie, she looked at me and she said, this will mean trouble. Sad thing is, I knew exactly what she meant.
That's at the very top. And so for me, I was surprised in the slightest that I woke up this morning to those headlines. I expected it the minute that 3 players that missed.
There was trouble outside the stadium. These England fans had called this one Italian lad. My dad walked over and he punched him in the face. On the train home, my dad and my uncle are saying, you know, the players deserve the abuse they're getting, and the backlash is ridiculous. Across the aisle was a black family sitting there listening in. I could tell they're scared of us.
My auntie, she's just shown me this tweet that's going around. It's suggesting that people take revenge on any black person that they see today. She was saying that I should stay in and maybe I should go with her to Jamaica.
I want to do something. I have to do something. I see on the news that the Marcus Rashford mural's been vandalised. The same Rashford who's been feeding the population's kids throughout lockdown. So I get ready and I go down. As I leave the house, I see that someone's thrown our Black Lives Matter sign in the bush, so I pick it up and I take it with me. I can't believe how many people are here. They've covered the vandalism with messages of love and support, and I read every one. There's this one from a kid who's maybe like 5 and they can barely write, and all it says is "thank you for my dinners." My heart explodes. I look around at everyone and no one's really saying anything, but you can just feel it. Just wish that Wayne and Shem were here.
Okay. Thoughts after watching that? How are we all feeling?
It's very realistic, right? Took us back 4 years before we know what was going on. What kind of racism did we see within the play? What was going on?
Casual racism.
It's casual racism. Anything else going on?
Long served, it's been there for a long time.
Been there for a long time. Saw the institutionalized racism with Shem's aunt having to do the test. There was a lot going on. What did we think about the characters? We had Wayne. Where was his ideas coming from? Where was his racism coming from? It's passed down. Exactly. Kind of going back to the original game, 1, 2, 3. You learn it as a kid. And similar with Wayne, he was learning it, but was getting more and more increasingly overt and maybe expressive for himself. Do you think there was hope for Wayne? Did we see any kind of like change in Wayne near the end, or was it kind of like, oh, he's going down that path and that's where he's going to be?
Obviously his girlfriend was sort of not being part of the goal because she couldn't be. and maybe to help him think for himself and understand.
Okay.
So he was just literally taking what his father was saying and not looking around, even though he had a black friend, wasn't listening to that, he wasn't listening to his girlfriend either. So he actually was able to think for himself and realise right from wrong for himself.
Thank you.
When he said that, the family was scared of him as well. That probably put things into perspective.
Yeah, a little glimmer of hope for him maybe at the end there.
I don't know about a glimmer, but
Something to work with.
He reflected
Something
at least.
to work with.
reflection, yeah,
You
I'd
can
say.
see a little
more
bit.
probably a recognition of what that type of speech did to people. As
Okay.
well. It did hurt them. I don't think he just saw that, but he does anything about it to different matter.
Okay. Amazing. And you mentioned the girlfriend, Grace. What was going on with her? Like, do we know where she stands within this?
On the fence.
She's conflicted. Okay.
On the fence, yeah. I think, well, that's probably the worst kind of, not the worst, obviously it's worse to be overtly racist or to be as that way was, but to sit on the fence is just as bad because you have an opportunity to say something and say nothing is essentially saying everything, isn't it?
Yeah. What do you think made her not feel like she could say something?
She probably didn't want to be a part of any conflict between either of her friends.
Yeah, she was kind of in that middle, wasn't she? So maybe conflict. Any other things why people find it easier to be that bystander? Yeah.
I think unconscious bias, sometimes we aren't aware of our own biases, and until we, I guess, deal with threats. So with racism, some persons might not see it affect them unless it's an immediate threat to their family. And so I think being open-minded would help us all and put ourselves in other people's shoes to be more empathetic, that even though you might not personally experience it yourself, you can be, sensitized or empathy to someone else.
Absolutely. I thought maybe we could have a little look at
Yeah,
how we can
why
look
not?
at that scene. Was there any scene in particular where everyone thought, oh, why is she not doing anything? You called her Grace and I feel like we should go with that, but it's Jess.
It's Jess.
Maybe her middle name
You know what? It's great. It's Jess Grace. That's what I know her as. Jess Grace.
I know her as that as well.
Give Grace to Jess. That's how
Exactly.
yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
Was there any scene where you thought Jess could be more empathetic, more able to say stuff, more assertive? Can anyone think back to any scene in the play where you think, oh, I wish she'd have said something then?
Probably the monkey scene.
Okay.
Because that was probably the most overt part of his racism coming out.
Yeah.
Not that he was aware of it.
Yeah.
Probably
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to go back to that scene. When you feel like Jess could say something, you're just going to say stop. Is that okay with everyone? Okay. Perfect. All of you so ready and raring. The chant, please. The monkey chant. Okay.
No, he just thinks Sterling's God's gift and all that, you know what I mean?
It's quality, mate.
Like, Kane is far better. Anyway, you seen the way Sterling runs? He runs with his arms up, his arse out. All you'd have to do is drag his knuckles on the floor and it'd look like a gorilla, wouldn't it?
Wait. Okay, perfect. I hear stop. It's great. Thank you. Who said stop and why at that point? Yeah, go on.
Probably should have said it earlier, but it was as soon as it started, we knew where it was going.
Yeah.
So it's at that point. Because to be fair, you called it out earlier, some of the kind of minor stuff, but as soon as it started, it knew where it was going to go.
How did you think Jess was calling it out earlier?
It was kind of, she was like, that's just inappropriate, don't really like what you're saying, and yeah, it was crossing lines throughout. I think in regards to kind of how it was inappropriate talking about checks and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it was kind of those kind of things, just addressing little things about how he thinks about things and that kind of, not necessarily a worldview about stuff. But then we get into kind of that, and it's kind of straight away we kind of with cross lines big time.
Yeah, and what do we want Jess to be saying at this point? Because like you said before, she has been trying, but very kind of weak suggestions of, oh Wayne, like don't, rather than actually explaining.
Probably a long time ago, because probably knew that was coming in the first instance.
Yeah, so what
what
could she say?
Just stop, it doesn't happen, we don't have to be subjected to this. And you know, it's just, yeah, at that point it's kind of, you need to rethink behaviour, and where's it coming from and why do you think it's appropriate?
Okay, that's brilliant. I'm going to use you and we're going to have a go if that's okay. Come on up and swap with Jess. Give him a clap. What's your name again?
Ash.
Ash. Okay, Ash, let's give it a go. So this is real life, this is what you would do, okay?
Try.
We'll try our best. It's difficult.
thinks, you know, Sterling's God's gift and all that. You know, you've seen the way he runs. He runs like a dafty, doesn't he? With his arms up and his arse out. All he has to do is... What do you mean enough? If he dragged his knuckles on the floor...
Right, no, stop, mate.
About
Taking a piss.
You can't.
Why are you being weird?
You can't have those conversations about people.
What are you about?
You're being really personal.
Listen,
You know you're being
what do you mean?
blatantly
Does he run
racist.
funny or not?
You're being
Does he run
blatantly
funny or
racist.
not?
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does, mate. He
You're
runs
being
like that.
blatantly racist.
He runs daft.
You're using kind of racist tropes about people that just aren't appropriate.
Why are you being weird? What are you on about? No, I'm not.
You're the one
I'm having a bit of fun. You having
no fun.
I've invited you into my house and you're kicking off at me.
There's
What
no
do you mean?
humour in this. There's no humour in this. You can't use those kind of tropes as kind of weapons to kind of make people feel uncomfortable. At the end of the day, we're all together watching this football match, and it's kind of I don't want to be around that at all.
Okay. What do we think? What was good about Ash's response? So much better than what we saw before. What was great about it?
Just nipped it straight in the bum.
Straight, yeah.
And it was like educational to an extent as well, because I think sometimes you've got to restructure the way the person thinks.
Yeah, and do you think he did that? Do you think that Wayne will actually be able to think on what Ash was saying?
I mean, I don't know if Wayne will think on what you said, but at least he said it.
At least he said it, okay. Any other suggestions? What was good about it? What did we like?
There was no kind of excuse in it. And
Yeah.
saying, oh, well, yeah, no, you think it's funny. It was like, no, it's not.
It was a firm boundary, wasn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Anything else?
Yeah, I think it's that he made his boundaries really clear of
Yeah.
where he stands. He wasn't kind of beating around the bush around it. He was very clear that this is
Yeah.
inappropriate, you're being racist. And he said, you're being weird. He said, no, you're being weird.
Yeah.
And he made it very clear where he stood, so yeah, clear boundaries.
Nice, whereas Jess, that's what upset Shem before when he said you've done nothing.
Yeah.
He actually doesn't know where she stands, and I think that that's part of the bystander, isn't it? We really want to know your position. What about Shem? How's Shem feeling in that scene, do we think? Is it better, more improved for Shem's character?
I think he probably feels a bit better about it. He's still left.
Yeah.
He probably felt uncomfortable, but he probably feels a bit better that someone stood up.
Yeah, absolutely. I imagine he'd be feeling better. Would other people agree? Yeah, and the fact that he isn't having to, he says in an earlier scene, I'm not here to school you, I don't want to educate you. Shouldn't always have to be on the person that's experiencing racism to have to challenge that, and we saw that a lot in the play. So I really like that, Ash.
He might do, but I would still. He might do, but I also don't think you should presume. Because he wasn't there to hear that conversation.
That's true.
So I just.
Yeah, what would happen afterwards, I
Some sort of
guess?
follow-up.
Absolutely. Maybe, Ash, what would you do afterwards? You don't have to, don't worry. Just tell us what you would have done.
But at the end of the day, I mean, for me, it would, I mean, I don't know how people. I would have never spoken to him again, probably. He's not going to change his views, unfortunately. That's how.
But with Shem, so Shem wasn't there to see
yeah,
that.
but I'd reach out. So it's kind
Reach
of
out, let him know sort of
let him
your
know
position.
that we had a conversation, and that's kind of it for me. You might want to be still friends with him, but actually, for me, I want to watch football. I'm happy to watch football with you, but I don't really like football.
Great.
I'm not
I want
gonna-
to challenge that point though, Ash, because this character, does he understand the level of racism, or in any way his sort of racist attitudes, behaviours? We understand that they're learned. We spoke about that with his dad. It's like that 1-2-3 game, it's hard to break. How much understanding do we think this character has when Ash said, that's inappropriate, that's racist? How do we think this character sort of took that?
He's not getting it at all.
He doesn't get it, does he? Is he going to carry on this journey of being
I
racist?
think, you know, his friends kind of accepted it, which
Yeah.
is how he is.
Absolutely.
His girlfriend has expressed her opinion, so he's
Yeah.
just thinking it's acceptable, it's a norm.
But even this time when Ash is saying that's inappropriate, that has to stop, do we think there's further we could go with that? Yeah.
I think I would leave because he was like, made it seem like he was doing a favor. So I would leave to say that's offensive, and I think probably leaving a while probably will teach him a lesson, or it will separate the relationship and the friendship.
Maybe. What other feelings might this character have now that both of his best friends are calling him racist, they're leaving him, they're saying they're not talking to him again? Is it going to make him want to better himself right now, or is there going to be other feelings that might mask that idea of improvement?
I don't think he's got a sort of like self-reflection. I think he's probably fully dismissing, well, it's them, it's not me. It's
Absolutely.
them. They're the ones that are being weird, they're the ones that think it's his racist. He doesn't think that.
Yeah.
You know, if I was Jess, I would have left him.
Yeah.
Not because he was a boyfriend, but,
No.
you know, I think it's hard, but yeah, I'd have think more.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that that's sort of what everyone's saying as we'd leave, but I just want to kind of challenge that further. Go on.
Yeah, so right at the end of the play, he's talked about when he's on the train, and he actually says, I could tell that they were scared of me. So that actually, to me, that says, like, you've got to remember, like, any sort of idea of this being, that it being wrong to be racist has been squashed his whole life by in his household. But I still believe there's a human in there that probably feels that, and I feel that was that small moment where he realised that that was scaring them, showed that there was still something there.
Yeah, we spoke about that, didn't we? We said maybe not a glimmer of hope, but something. And I just am kind of getting at the point of nobody's actually sat this character down to talk about, and it's like Shem says in the play, he doesn't have to necessarily educate him or school him, but could we challenge it in a better way or a different way than Ash did? I really like that's racist, the boundary, we all enjoyed that. But what could follow next, rather than just say, I'm never speaking to them again, because we want an anti-racist society, which we all hopefully want. I think just shutting it down might not be the option.
You can point them to the right resources, but I don't really think it's anyone else's responsibility to run through every single reason as to why what you said was wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
For example, if it was Ash, maybe following up with a text afterwards and just saying, this is the reason why it was wrong, send in a video, an answer or something like that. But I think as far as anything after that, it's not really anybody else's responsibility.
He has to work on himself. Yeah, absolutely.
I think something as well is that, so his two friends have left, and if he's in an environment back with his dad in his house where that attitude is being reinforced to be okay again, he might not quite go on his own journey and sort it out. So when he's being challenged about why it's not funny and everything, he doesn't see the consequences, but the train bit, he did see the consequences of the way his actions were.
Yeah.
So if he stays in an environment which reinforces that behaviour, he's probably going to struggle to get out of it. If his friends come back around him and show him why, and he's seen it himself, he then might have a better idea with help.
Yeah, I agree, because otherwise it's just going to, the cycle will continue, he'll have children, it will continue, it will never get better. I'd like to think, how could you help support a friend like Wayne then? What sort of things would you be saying to him of, so let's say these two have decided they've left, you're another friend from school, are you okay to just come and have a chat? Wayne's confused by his friend, just from there you'll be perfect. Okay, Wayne, you're confused, you don't know why your mates aren't talking to you anymore. Let's have a little go.
I was being a snowflake, man.
Well, what you expect in this day and age, you can have a laugh about the way Sterling runs, but you don't bring it down to the monkey, because that just isn't the way you do it anymore.
It's not deep though, is it?
It is to them and to us. Why? It's not funny anymore. We need to do better by ourselves.
Why?
Why? Because you're sat there now and you're asking why your friends are, and I'm telling you why.
They've got a problem, yeah. They've got to sort it out.
No, we sort it out together.
So what am I meant to do? What am I meant to do if they're getting offended by a joke we're having?
Understand why they get offended by it. And I can take you to places and we'll go and sit down and speak to people, and we can understand why they get offended by it and why your friends aren't around you anymore.
Well, my dad says it don't matter anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's just a joke. They're just being snowflakes.
Well, it doesn't matter. Your friends are leaving you because of the way your attitude is.
Yeah, he says that, well, clearly they're just soft.
But your dad's not going to be around forever. Would you like your friends around you? You're missing them at the moment.
Yeah.
Do you want to get back with them? Do you want to see them again?
Of course they do, my mates.
Okay, so if I can help you do that, would you come with me and do it?
Alright.
Okay, nice. What do we think of Stuart and Wayne's interaction there? Is it a step forward for him? And can we understand that maybe that I'm just not talking to you ever again it's not our, we don't have to school, but also that's going to hopefully open up something. And that doesn't mean that Wayne's not going to be racist. It doesn't mean that he's going to become anti-racist quickly or want to go on that journey. However, it's hopefully planting a seed. What did we like that Stuart said? Was there anything there that you thought, oh yeah, that might sit with Wayne later? It might be that he starts doing his own research. Did we like anything that we heard?
I like the way he said it's offensive to them and to me.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Not a divide. Yeah, we should all, it's everyone's problem. We should all be responsible. That's nice.
It was great that he kept saying we.
Yeah.
It wasn't you should sort it. It's like, I don't like what you're doing, but I'm here to do it with you to kind of get you onto a better path rather than like isolating it.
Less accusatory, like, yeah, that's nice, it's a journey that we can take together. Yeah.
I was going to say, he drew upon things that he cares about.
Yeah.
So he obviously cares about his friends.
Yeah.
And like having that conversation is more of an open door, than trying to argue about the racism.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
We can address that maybe as we carry on. Okay, nice. Last comment?
Yeah, I agree with that because you try to empathize with him and use the perspective of his friends as a way to bridge that gap. So
Yeah, absolutely. Have we got time for a Shem?
Don't have time for a Shem.
No, okay, well I'll let
sorry,
you.
Jess.
Sorry, Shem.
It's all right, Shem. Sorry, Shem. We will get some support.
We would normally be
maybe
able to.
afterwards we can talk to Shem as we have some more sandwiches. But yeah, Jess mentioned this word, anti-racism. That's what we are, as Odd, are pushing forward. Just in case you're not sure or you don't have a definition or framework for what that is. If you think about sitting around the dinner table, and you've got everybody there, it's Christmas, you've got Uncle John, and Uncle John says a racial comment, actually, what do you do? Are you a bystander, maybe kind of like Jess, and maybe not say anything because you don't want to rock the boat? Do you just carry on eating your food? Or do you say something? Do you be anti-racist? And it's hard. It may be harder for you when you're with your family, it might be harder with you when you're with your friends, but actually not saying anything doesn't give anybody clear guidelines of where you stand. And that's the whole point. Where do you stand? And it may be hard to stand up and say something. It may be that 1, 2, 3 game, and now I have to rejig your brain, and that tension in your chest of maybe getting it wrong might be there. But actually not saying anything is, from my perspective, more detrimental than saying something. So let's be anti-racist. Let's step up and say something so that other people know where you stand. We're going to hand back to Becky now. Thank you so much. You guys have been great.
Quickly wrap up. First of all, thank you so much for getting involved and giving input, because I know that's quite scary. And also, one thing I think is really important to note is for any of us that are privileged enough to not feel like we're experiencing discrimination, oppression, racism, I'd say it's our turn to also take that. And I think the idea of protecting ourselves and thinking, I'm going to step away from this person, is also really important for people who are continuously, daily facing forms of discrimination. The complicated thing about that is we're not saying this is what to do. It's a personal assessment of caring for yourself and caring for others. And it's complicated, but I really appreciate people giving so much to that discussion. And hopefully not leaving us on a really heavy note. I know they're really heavy subjects, but I want to remember celebrating people like Len Johnson, rethinking our history in our city, our collective history. Lamin, who sat at the back and played Len Johnson. Lamin, I'd say, is an activist from Hume who asked us to help share this story. They're trying to get a statue of Len Johnson in the city. It's not just a play, it's about a whole movement of celebrating people that have been forgotten. So let's remember that sort of thing, and let's remember that taking action and making a difference and being brave. And let's remember Odd Arts. On to the final wrap-up. I always say I feel like I'm the person that just comes on at the end and begs for help. But we are a charity. It is really tough as a charity, and we do believe we do brilliant work. I've written down a few ways that you could massively support Odd Arts to thrive in any of our programmes. This sort of work, our prison work, our community work. Simply following us and getting our name out there, telling other people about us. Actually, our work is commissioned to businesses as well. We think anti-racism belongs to everyone. We do this in schools, communities and prisons, but also in case someone else wanted to buy in our work, that would be great. If you wanted to sponsor our work, amazing, or knew anyone that could, these sort of introductions just really help us, and we're just really grateful for any of those sorts of introductions. Honestly, we've had so much fun being Charity of the Year. It's our first time of being Charity of the Year, and we didn't know what it would be like, and we've had a good time at Shoosmiths, and we've done loads of fun, exciting things, and things that maybe businesses don't realise is a massive help. We've saved thousands and thousands of pounds by borrowing space. So things like that, like if you haven't got any other thing, have you got a room you can lend us? Because it really helps us, our charity, to remain resilient. So sorry for that bit at the end. I'm just the cringy person at the end asking for help. But can you all give yourselves a massive round of applause? And yeah, thanks for giving up your lunch and to Shoosmiths for hosting.